Welcome, everyone, to the inaugural edition of The Closest They Came, a series where we take a look back on the days where drivers, winless at NASCAR's highest level, came painfully close to etching their names into the history books. In today's episode, we will dive into the 1996 Mountain Dew Southern 500 from Darlington Raceway, and the day that almost was for Alabama native Hut Strickland. Well known in NASCAR circles as the son-in-law of Donnie Allison and the last member of the famed Alabama gang to make a Cup Series start, Strickland enjoyed notable success as a racer early on, winning 9 races en route to the 1986 Dash Series Championship at the age of 25. Later making his Winston Cup debut in October of 1987 in the Holly Farms 400 from North Wilkesboro Speedway. By the time September 1st, 1996 rolled around, Strickland had made 216 Cup Series starts, recording 7 top 5s and 25 top 10 finishes, with a best career result of second at Michigan Speedway in 1991. Driving the number 8 Stavola Brothers Racing Ford Thunderbird, he entered Darlington sitting 28th in series points. Beginning the weekend off with a solid result in qualifying, Strickland would line up 10th on the grid after averaging 169.672 miles per hour on his timed lap around the tight 1.366 mile oval. After running toward the top of the chart in final practice, it became evident early on that his speed had carried over into the race.
And there we see the 8-car Circuit City coming, and Gary Cope alongside Rick Mack.
Maybe we watched Hut Strickland here yesterday afternoon in the last practice. That car was absolutely flying. He was one of the best here.
Mark Martin trying to get by Bodine. He makes it. And here comes Hut Strickland trying his best to get alongside, and he will get alongside Jeff Bodine.
Here's Hut Strickland and Bobby Hillin racing side by side. This is for 6th spot, and Strickland gets it.
They put on 4 tires, made a chassis adjustment, and now the car much better than it was. Same car he had here in the spring. They struggled then too. Hut Strickland just went around Earnhardt, so Dale's car not perfect, but better.
Like any race at the Lady in Black, it was not without its close calls. A caution for debris in Turn 2 at lap 153 set up a pit sequence that put Strickland solidly into the 6th position while bunching up the front of the field.
Left front spring rubber going in, trying to correct that problem with a severe push. The car being so tight, and a race to the line at least.
Jimmy Spencer would spin from the lead on lap 179, bringing out the caution once more. This would bring everyone back down pit road, where a great pit sequence by the 8 crew would get Strickland up to the 4th position.
Bobby Labonte out already.
Hut Strickland's moving. Terry Labonte is moving. Jeff Gordon will take the lead. Here's the white line. Gordon might have gotten there first.
On the ensuing restart, Strickland really came alive, dicing through the top 5. Taking the lead for the first time on lap 193.
Jeff Gordon running that high groove. He's getting a tremendous run off the corner.
But guys, look at that Hut Strickland. He is coming. He's in 3rd place and running the leaders down.
Wow, what a great day this is for Hut Strickland in the Circuit City car. Up to 3rd. And Jeff Gordon dives to the inside of Bobby Labonte here on the straightaway.
There's a lead side by side. Gordon on the inside, Bobby Labonte on the outside, and Jeff Gordon. Hut Strickland just kind of watching.
And they race into the turn. That lets Jared get a little bit more ahead. Here comes Strickland down on the inside, taking over 2nd.
Wow, Hut Strickland is 2nd. Now Jeff Gordon is the leader, and
there we see Jarrett once again, the Ford quality care car, 2 laps down. He smacked the wall.
Yeah, but he needs a caution right now. The Gordon's got to get him.
Looking inside.
Spotter Todd Fields telling him Gordon's coming inside.
And here comes Hut Strickland.
Whoa, wait a minute. Back out, DJ. Don't do it.
Oh, boy. Yeah. And he's going to try to get under Hut Strickland. Can't quite make it. Hut Strickland in the lead, the Southern 500.
He would hold the top spot until lap 238, when he would make a green flag pit stop slightly ahead of schedule due to a fuel pickup issue arising, the first mechanical difficulty he would encounter for the day.
Up front, meanwhile, still Hut Strickland showing the way.
Here he comes in. Man, we saw a couple of cars spin out coming in that fast yesterday. And he slams on the brakes. He'll stop and suddenly get slowed down before that white line. Bill Weber's waiting on him.
And this will be a little bit earlier than they had originally anticipated Hut stopping. Now he brings the Circuit City Ford to pit road, and this crew goes to work with lap 239 on the board. 4 tires and fuel. Hut twice has had a fuel pickup problem. It happened very early in the race, then went away. It happened again just a few laps ago. All the fuel is in, working on the left side tires. They don't think it's going to be a major problem. Hut is away, has to watch out for Andretti, 18.9. Great stop for Andretti.
Things were smooth sailing once he rejoined the race, and the rest of the leaders made their respective stops. Once the pit cycle completed, he would take over for his longest stint out front of the day, leading laps 250 through 299.
Good pit stop and a good run on the racetrack for Hut Strickland. Trying to keep the sponsorship on this car and trying to bring home his first NASCAR Winston Cup victory. Hut Strickland is the leader at the moment with 254 laps completed here at Darlington Raceway in South Carolina.
He would settle in as the dominant car for the latter half of the event, lapping cars up into the top 10 positions on this run. However, as a result of short pitting earlier, his team knew that tires and track position would be at a premium.
Here's Bill Weber with a report on Hut Strickland, the leader.
Well, the good news for Hut is you're leading the race. The bad news is you almost ran out of tires. When I got down here, they had a set on the wall, this set here, and a set coming from Goodyear. These tires belong to the 18. But over here, these came from the 98 after Jeremy Mayfield fell out. They got 2 sets of tires from the 98 bunch. They're pretty good shape, but they might like another set. And who knows, another set could be worth $1 million, right, Jerry?
Well, indeed, Bill. You know, this morning I was in the garage area with Hut Strickland. He walked over to Felipe Lopez, his crew chief, said, Felipe, I know what our problem is. I finally figured it out. He said, look at this race car. Look at the number 8. The number 8 almost stands straight up. We need a number that leans forward like that 3 or that 5 or that 6. Those look fast. Our car doesn't look fast. It stands too straight. How about next week leaving that 8 forward before we go to Richmond?
Well, I don't think it's hindering the aerodynamics of that car any today. It's standing straight up, but then again, it looks like it's leaning a little bit because that car is so fast.
Exactly. I think he's leaning back a little bit right now. He's pulling back.
As his tires wore and the car began to overheat from excessive buildup on the grille, Jeff Gordon in the Hendrick Motorsports 24 car began to close in. He would give up the lead in pit with 68 laps to go.
Needs to stop twice. Jeff Gordon stopping once because stopping short that last time. If he does that again, that's a 22-lap advantage that Jeff Gordon's going to have on him. I don't know how this is going to play out.
As far as the interval is concerned between that driver, Hut Strickland, and second place Jeff Gordon, well, it's a little less than it was. Let's take a look at an AutoZone on-track interval. You can see that Jeff Gordon has closed in from a 5.5-second advantage, a disadvantage, I should say, on lap 291 to a 4.4 second deficit on 295.
Well, there we can see, just look at all these times. And every lap that Jeff Gordon is running faster than our leader, Hut Strickland. Now, you know, Hut Strickland passed Johnny Benson a few laps ago, but now Benson is trying to get back by him, and here comes Ricky Rudd. So Hut Strickland right now, obviously, not nearly as good as he was a few minutes ago.
They've been out there a long time on that set of tires that he has on that car, and it's got to be sliding with him.
And he gives up his 9th position.
And right now, Strickland, he's got to be coming in pretty soon. He has got to be, but if he comes in now, he's got to run 68 more laps.
Yep.
Here he comes.
Jeff Gordon taking the lead as Hut Strickland goes. Meanwhile, let's go to John Kernan. Here's Bill Weber.
Hut Strickland is here. They coached him. Get to lap 300. Now they had a slight problem with the right rear, but they got the jack and the tires down. They're cleaning the grill. Hut getting 4 tires. He had stalled the car. Now he got it restarted. They had to get to lap 300, so this could be their last stop. He's down. He's away.
After the pit stop, the car was still a rocket ship, and he would take back the lead on lap 305.
And Hut Strickland has caught him. Is that not the 8 car right behind him?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Man, oh man, look at Hut go. He looks like Speed Racer, doesn't he?
It's a full straightaway ahead.
I know he was.
A couple of laps ago. Man, oh man, that 8 car
Look at
is
this.
a rocket, and here he takes the lead. Strickland goes back to the front.
Wow.
However, as the broadcast would notice, the cause of his overheating issues would not be fully resolved.
A few laps ago. Benny, go ahead.
Right here, the grill. Let me clear that again. Right there, the grill. No one is cleaning the grill. The car is stopping. They're changing tires. But no one is cleaning the grill. Now, as they go around to the left side, someone's going to come across with a hose. But I believe that was a water hose and not an air hose. They're just spraying water in there, trying to cool the thing down. If there is debris on there, that's water they're spraying there. No one ever knocked the debris off. And they said he was overheating before. That's probably what's wrong with the 5 car, the 77 car. They're probably overheating and burning pistons.
But the car's running well, still in the lead, John.
With tires wearing once again and the car starting to struggle, he would use lap traffic to his advantage, trying to keep Gordon behind. By this point, he and Gordon had lapped everyone else but Mark Martin on the track.
And folks, I'm telling you, the 8 car has a problem because Jeff Gordon, we saw he was almost a straightaway behind just a moment ago. There he is. Come on, Jeff. There he is right there in the picture. And Musgrave is closing up on the back buffer of Strickland. He is overheating. He can't stand to run behind another car. And he does it.
That's the 4th place car. He just put a lap down. So really, there are only 3 cars left on the lead lap. Mark Martin is the only other car on the lead lap besides these 2 right here, the 8 car and the 24.
Strickland would continue fighting off Gordon lap after lap as they got inside of 30 laps to go. The ESPN broadcast team would take a moment to give a shout-out to his crew chief, Philippe Lopez, for the effort.
Our Western Auto Mechanic of the race, this is no real surprise, and major congratulations to Philippe Lopez. The crew chief on Hut Strickland's car has won the Western Auto Mechanic of the race honors.
All right. Good for him. That's great. He's
probably the first time that's ever happened to Philippe, I'll bet.
I mean, it is. He's done a great job today. He and Hut Strickland, his entire crew. The Stavola brothers, I bet Billy and Mickey Stavola are just thrilled to death.
As the race got down to its final stages, the lap car of Ernie Irvin on fresher tires closed in and eventually made contact with Strickland in turn 4. After giving it absolutely all he had, the obstacles had finally piled up too high, and he would relinquish the lead for the final time on lap 352.
Hey guys, got a question for you. Just watching him going down the backstretch, and he talked how Hunt will not back off going into 3. Does he think that, Gordon's thinking championship, that Gordon's not going to push the issue, that he knows Jeff will give him the room?
No, he ain't thinking nothing except whatever it takes to stay in front. That's all he's thinking right now.
All right. Well, what about Jeff Gordon?
He ain't thinking nothing except I want to get in front of that 8 car. Thank God for people like that.
But I don't think he's going to take a real big chance to do it.
Here he goes. Here he goes. Here he goes. Got a good run. Got a good run.
All right, let's see if Hut backs off this time.
Oh, yeah.
Here you go.
Hut didn't back off. Not like most everybody does.
The crowd goes wild.
Strickland would ultimately take the checkers in second, 5.23 seconds behind Gordon.
And a big salute to Hut Strickland, who finishes in second position, equaling his career best. A great day for Hut Strickland. He didn't take the checkered flag first, but certainly has a moral victory here this afternoon.
Congratulations, a great run for you.
Thanks, Bill. I tell you, I want to say thanks to everybody at Circuit City and CarMax and Kendall Motor Oil. I tell you, that thing hung in there today. I tell you, the temperatures went out of sight, and still oil kept running. But
did you have a rub in the front end there at the end, Hut?
Well, I think I did. Me and Ernie got together a little bit off 4, I guess it was, and when got against my left front fender a little bit, and I think it bent it in, but caused us to tighten up maybe a little bit, but it was still a good run for us. We'll take second and just build on that. We've been working hard all year and just trying to get in the top 10, and it seems like we're either at the top or the bottom. We can't seem to be in between.
Okay, well, today you made it to the top 2.
He would go on to score 3 more top 10 finishes in his career, the last being a 6th-place run coming in a thrilling finish at Michigan in June of 2001, driving for Junie Donlevy.
Watch this race for 5th to the line.
3 wide off turn 4, and Jeff Burton in that 99 following. Hut Strickland in the 90 right in the middle.
The 99 is get in there and give him a little shove.
Oh!
That's all it took to cost the 90 car 5th place. That little loss of momentum right there.
But look at the difference.
Just a nose.
Wow.
Just a nose.
And that's after 400 miles.
His final career Cup Series start would come in August of 2002 at Bristol Motor Speedway, driving for Bill Davis. In an era where a smaller team with a capable driver could really nail a setup and give a formidable challenge to the giants of the sport, the 1996 edition of the Southern 500 did not disappoint. Though he never reached victory lane at the sport's highest level, on one hot South Carolina summer night in 1996, Hut Strickland showed the world what he was capable of.